How many times did you fail? Think about that question for a moment. Maybe too many times. Maybe you don't even want to remember. You failed a test. You failed to get the job you wanted. You failed to keep a promise. And sometimes you failed to believe in yourself. It hurts, doesn't it? Failure makes us feel small. It makes us think, maybe I'm not good enough. But let me tell you something important. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. It's the road that takes you there. When a baby learns to walk, what happens? They fall, they cry, and then they stand up again. That's how we all started, by falling and standing up again and again. So today, I want to talk with you about failure, not to make you sad, but to help you see it in a new way. By the end of this episode, you will understand why every failure can be a teacher. You will see how each mistake can guide you closer to your dream. And maybe you will start to believe again that it's okay to try one more time. Because sometimes the number of times you failed is just another way of counting how many times you were brave. Many people are afraid of failure. Maybe you are too. It's okay. We all are. When we fail, we often feel ashamed. We feel like something is wrong with us. We think, I'm not smart enough. I'm not strong enough. Or maybe I can never do this. But failure is not who you are. It's only something that happened. It's one moment, not your whole story. Think about this. When you fail, your brain learns. It starts to search for new ways to do things. That's how we grow. Not from things that are easy, but from things that are hard. You don't grow when life is perfect. You grow when life is difficult, and you keep going anyway. Let me tell you a small story. There was a little boy who wanted to learn to ride his bike. He was excited, but also a little scared. On the first day, he fell. On the second day, he fell again. His knees hurt, and he wanted to stop. But his father said, "It's okay to fall. Falling means you're learning balance." So the boy tried again, and again. And one day, he didn't fall. He smiled. He was riding his bike all by himself. Now think about this story. If the boy stopped after the first fall, he would never learn to ride. He would never feel the joy of success. But because he fell many times, he found his balance. That is what failure does for us. It teaches us balance. It helps us understand what doesn't work, so we can find what does. So next time you fail, don't say, "I'm bad at this." Say, "I'm learning." That one small change in words can change how you feel. I failed becomes I learned. I can't do it becomes I'm still learning to do it. Every time you choose learning over fear, you become a little stronger. You build a new habit inside your mind, the habit of trying again. So don't be afraid of failure. Be afraid of giving up. Because failure only means you're on your way. And every time you fall, remember the boy and his bike. Each fall brought him closer to balance. Each mistake brought him closer to freedom. And you can find that balance too, if you keep going. Let's think about the question again. How many times did you fail? Most people don't like this question. They feel sad or tired when they hear it. But what if we change how we see it? Because this question is not about how many times you lost. It's about how many times you tried. Every failure means you tried one more time. It means you showed courage. Courage means being brave even when you are scared. So if you failed 10 times, it means you were brave 10 times. When you try again after failure, something powerful happens inside your mind. You start to believe, maybe I can do it. That belief gives you energy. It makes you stronger the next time. There is a famous story about Thomas Edison, the man who made the light bulb. People say he failed more than 1,000 times before he found the right way. Someone asked him, "Why didn't you stop?" Edison smiled and said, "I didn't fail. I found 1,000 ways that didn't work." That answer is beautiful, isn't it? It shows a different way of thinking. He didn't see failure as an end. He saw it as information, as part of learning. Every time he failed, he learned something new. And all those small lessons became the light that changed the world. Now think about your own life. Maybe you failed in school. Maybe you tried to speak English and it was difficult. Maybe you started something and didn't finish. That's okay, it's normal. Each time you fail, your brain builds new connections. You are teaching your brain how to try again, how to stay calm and strong. That's what scientists call learning. It's not magic, it's progress. Progress means moving step by step. Sometimes slowly, but always forward. So next time you think, "I failed," remember Edison. Maybe you just found one more way that didn't work, and that's okay. You are one step closer to the way that will work. Don't count your failures. Count your tries. Because every try matters. Every try builds you. And remember this, the person who succeeds is not always the smartest. It's the one who keeps trying, even when it's hard. So when someone asks you, "How many times did you fail?" you can smile and say, "Enough times to keep growing." Now that we have talked about failure, let's learn how to turn it into strength. Because failure can make you stronger, if you know how to use it. When you fail, the first thing to do is simple. Stop and breathe. Don't run away from it. Don't say bad things to yourself. Just breathe and say, "It's okay. I'm learning." When you say these words, your heart starts to calm down. Your mind becomes quiet. And only then can you see what really happened. The second thing to do is to think, what did I learn from this? What can I do differently next time? Every mistake has a message, but you can only hear it when you listen with kindness, not anger. Failure is like a teacher, a little strict but very wise. Now, the third step, try again, but this time, try smarter. Change one small thing. Maybe you study in a new way. Maybe you ask for help. Maybe you slow down and focus on one step at a time. That's how you turn failure into progress. By learning, not by quitting. Let me tell you a short story. There was a painter who loved to make art. He worked hard every day, but often he was not happy with his paintings. When he made a mistake, he tore the paper and threw it away. He said, "This is bad." I failed again. One day, a student came to visit him. The student saw a torn piece of painting on the floor. He picked it up and said, "Teacher, this part is beautiful." The painter looked at the piece carefully. He saw that the colors, the shapes, the small mistakes, all made something special. He smiled for the first time in a long time. He understood that even his failures had beauty. From that day, he stopped tearing his work. He started keeping his old paintings, even the broken ones, because they told the story of how he grew. You see, your failures are like those paintings. Each one is part of your story. Some are messy, some are painful, but all are meaningful. So next time you fail, remember this. Don't hide from your mistakes. Learn from them. They are not the end of your path. They are the stones that build your road. You can use every failure as a lesson, as a tool, as a small light to guide you. Because failure doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're becoming stronger. You are not the same person you were before you failed. You are wiser. You understand more. You have new courage inside you. So don't say, "I failed." Say, "I'm becoming." Because every failure is shaping you into someone new. someone stronger, kinder, and more alive. And maybe one day you will look back and realize those times you thought you were falling were actually the times you were learning to fly. Every time you failed, you tried. Every time you fell, you stood up again. And every time you stood up, you became a little stronger. Failure is not a bad thing. It is a teacher. It teaches patience, effort, and understanding. It teaches you how to grow, how to begin again, and how to believe in yourself. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be brave enough to keep going. Remember the boy with the bike, the inventor with the light bulb, the painter with the torn art. They all failed many times, but they didn't stop. They learned, changed, and kept moving. And that's what you can do too. You can learn from your story. You can build something new from what broke. You can turn pain into progress. So today, I want you to do something simple. Think of one thing you stopped doing because you failed before. Maybe it's learning English. Maybe it's a dream you left behind. Take a deep breath and whisper to yourself, maybe I can try again. Because you can. You are still here. You are still learning. And that means you are already growing. Don't be afraid of how many times you failed. Be proud of how many times you got up. Because that's what makes you strong. That's what makes you human. And maybe one day you will see you never really failed. You were just practicing how to fly.